Hello, welcome to the demonstration of our mock FYP management system for SC for our SC2002 OOP project. A representation of our learnings of the quintessential solid design principles, which forms the basis for any scalable, usable, and understandable system. In this demonstration, we'll go over all the components of our system to highlight its ability to handle complex requests with different types of user accounts and manage to perform all these in the most efficient manner possible, even with the presence of exceptions, which we took great measures to handle for maximum user friendliness, even in a command line interface environment. So after running our program, you'll be greeted by the welcome interface and the login menu. To log in, you have to select your user type. To log into account, use student account, and in the case where you entered the wrong login ID or password, you'll be prompted to enter again. So now to enter the first account, Chen, and all passwords have been defaulted as password, you'll be greeted by the student account menu. And when you first log in and you try to register, view your registered program, you'll be prompted by a message that you have not registered for one. So with this, you can view all projects available, which is 16 right now. And to register for one, you just have to enter the project ID. And now, if you try to view your registered, you'll be prompted with a pending registration, and you'll not be able to view any of the available FYPs. And now we'll log out and try to register for two other accounts, namely Cole. Register for project 6, and Brendan. And register for project 7. Now, we'll show you the function to change password. So with the current password, and in the case where you have entered different passwords, you'll be prompted to try again. And if you have successfully changed the password, you'll be logged out and prompted to log in again. So as you can see, the old password no longer works. With the new password, you'll be able to log in. To approve the request for register, only coordinators will be able to approve. And you will see that there's pending requests as shown here. To view all pending requests, you can see that there's a total of 3 requests created by the different students for different projects. And to approve them, we have to use the request IDs. And we have to accept. And to approve one more, and we have successfully allocated 2. But however, you can see that we have no more pending requests. So now, as a coordinator, you'll be able to view all projects, even in the unavailable state. As you can see, the 2 projects has been allocated as shown by the request just now, and the last project has been set to unavailable, as the supervisor has reached a limit of 2, and the request will be automatically being rejected.
Let us continue testing for other commands. So firstly, let us log out from the FYP coordinator page and log into student Brandon's account. So we'll first check the list of available FYPs. So as Supervisor Boan has already reached the maximum limit, as we can see that his FYPs are not listed in the list of available FYPs. Furthermore, when a student tries to register for these FYPs, such as FYP ID 7, they will not be allowed to do so. So now let us submit a request to register a project from Supervisor D. Niato, which is project ID, and log out and log into the FYP coordinator account to approve the request. So as you can see, the project has been successfully allocated to Brandon. So now let's log out from the FYP coordinator and log into student Chen's account. So previously, we registered project ID 5 to student Chen. So now let's check his registered FYP. So as you can see, Chen is indeed allocated to project ID 5, and the details will be shown when he tries to view his registered FYP. So next, let's try to request to change his FYP title. And let's put the new title as Android. Next, let's log out from his account and log into Supervisor Boan's account, who is the supervisor in charge of project 5. So as you can see, there is a new pending request, which was the title change request submitted previously. So here is the request. So what will happen if you try to approve a request that is not under the supervisor? For example, maybe request 5. There will be an error, and the system will prompt the supervisor to enter another input. So now let's approve request 0. So as you can see, the project title was changed to the title submitted by the student. And this can be seen from the list of the supervisor's projects. As you can see here. Project ID5 has changed its title to Android. So next, let's try to edit the supervisor's project title. So firstly, we'll try to edit a title of a project that does not belong to the supervisor, such as project 10. So as you can see, there'll be an error message saying that the supervisor is not authorized to perform this function, as supervisors can only change the title of their own FYP projects. So now let's try to update the project title of one of his own projects, such as project ID5. So we can see that the current title is Android app, and for the new title, let's put in Android app 2. So as you can see, the title was successfully changed to Android app 2, and we can view this change in the list of the supervisor's projects. Indeed, the title of project ID5 was changed to Android app 2. So next, let's log out from the supervisor menu.
So now we'll log into our supervisor Dustin Yato's account. The purpose of logging is to create a new project. So the new project title will be Metaverse for Virtual Education 2. And then after creating the project, we'll log out, log into Boan's account again. The purpose of logging into Boan's account will be to request to transfer student. So we have previously allocated a student to project ID number 5, but in this case we're testing for error handling. So input a wrong project ID of Boan, which will be project number, for example, project number 7. And then we see that it hasn't been allocated yet to any student, so it gets rejected. So now pressing the request to transfer student again. So I'll press project 5. And now I'll try to input a wrong supervisor ID. So I'll try to input a student's ID instead. And then we can see that invalid scope ID has been obtained. So now I'll do the correct inputs to request to transfer the student to Dustin Yato. So as you can see, nothing has pop-ups, meaning that the request has successfully went through. So now I'll log into FYP coordinator defunct's account to approve the request. So you can see a new pending request has been sent. And then after that, I'll view all the requests, and then request ID number 3000 is the pending request. So approving the request, you can see that the view pending request has also changed. And now we look at the individual supervisors projects. So we filter by supervisor, and then first we look at Dustin Yato's one. So Dustin Yato now has 3 FYP projects, and then the newly created project they made was initially available, but now becomes unavailable due to the new project being allocated to him, project ID number 5. So now we'll check for Boan's. So Boan will be pressing 6, then press through. Then we can see Boan's number 5. Then Boan now only has 2 FYP project, and his previously unavailable project becomes available now due to only having 1 allocated project. So now we'll log out of defunct's account and then go back to Dean Yato's account to try to test out the function of when we create a new project, the project will be rendered unavailable. So now we're creating a new project. The new project title will be Metaverse Real Estate VR. And then you can see that we give the user Dean Yato warning that the new project will be unavailable. So to confirm it now, we'll also view his project again. And then you can see that the new project, indeed, FYP number 4 is indeed unavailable. Yeah. So now log out of the account.
So continue with where we left off, we will now log into student 1, which is Y Chen or Chen's account. Thereafter, we'll view his registered FYP project. So now we will request to change the title of his allocated project. So after requesting for a title change, we'll also request to deregister from the entire project itself. So after successfully deregistering from the project, we'll now log into the coordinator account to view all projects and approve the subsequent deregistration. So looking at the pending request and filtering according to student ID, specifically Y Chen's, we're able to see the pending deregistration request. So we'll go ahead and approve it. So now, after approving the deregister request, we'll view all projects. And as you can see, for the project itself, it is now available, student project ID 5, after it has been deregistered. So now, we'll log back into student 1, which is Y Chen. And as you can see, as we try to view all available FYPs or register any FYP, there's an error because we've already been deregistered from an FYP. So next, we'll view his request history. And as you can see from the request history, his deregistered request has been approved, whereas the change in title has been automatically rejected because the student has already been deregistered first. Now we'll log into the coordinator account. We'll attempt to create a new project. And thereafter, we'll view our own self-project. As you can see, a new project under the coordinator has been created. Thereafter, we will now log into the supervisor account. And attempt to request a transfer to the coordinator. Request a transfer of this project to the coordinator. Then we will log out and have the FYP coordinator approve this request. So after receiving the request from the supervisor, coordinator will approve the transfer.
So we'll now verify that the coordinator has a new project that was transferred by viewing all her projects. So as we can see, project number 6 was successfully transferred to her and she is now the supervisor in charge of it. And the student is still the same. The status is still allocated. Now we want to log in back to the account of the supervisor who transferred the project. So we log into Supervisor Boan's account and we view his current projects. We view all his projects. And as you can see, from originally having 3 projects, he is now left with 1, which is available because his other 2 projects were either transferred or deregistered. We will now log into the student who has assigned the project, co1, and his password. And based on this, we will view his currently registered FYP. So the default checks, he is still registered, he can't be registered, and his registered details show that his supervisor is found. Then we can log out from him, and we can, oh, actually, no. What if we want to submit a new title change request? So what we do now is we can press 4, go into change title, and we can request to change something to new title. And that request was successfully submitted. So let's see if the supervisor, if the coordinator also has the supervisor functionality of accepting title changes. So there's a new pending request, and you can view it by student ID. So as you can see, the change title request is now pending and is visible. So she chooses to approve this request, and the request ID is 2. Now that it has been changed to new title, we can view her current projects and see that the change was successful indeed. Now we want to be able to filter all the projects that are currently in the project list by the status. So we want to view FYP projects, filter by status, and then we can see what's available. Do the same thing for filtering by supervisor. Maybe we can choose Supervisor Bohan. He is now left with 1 project. And as for the available projects, there are 17 available FYP projects. This is a combination of new projects that were created and projects that were deregistered. Finally, we have the last status, which is allocated. So there are 2 final year projects that were allocated. Now that we have seen that our application can successfully do all this during our time, for a moment of truth, we want to test the ability to save it into our text file database. So we log out from this account and we exit our interface. Now we reload the application, we log in into coordinator, and then we can try and look at all the components that were edited. So we can start with the own request history, so all incoming and outgoing. And this remembers all the 7 requests that came into the coordinator. We can also view all request history in general from everyone, be it from student to supervisor or student to coordinator or supervisor to coordinator. Then our current project list also retains the changes. Of 19 total projects, as we can remember, there were 17 available and 2 of them were allocated. So the 2 that are allocated are still here. Projects 6 and project 15. Yeah. So that means we were able to retain all the data we changed. Then maybe for accounts, the last thing we want to check is if that 1 password change is still maintained. And yes, it still remembered that user Brandon's password is 1. So that would be all for the demonstration of our FYP MS. I hope that we were able to demonstrate how solid principles and good exception handling were able to make our application more user-friendly and allow users to still be able to do whatever they wanted, even if they had small misplacement of their fingers, such as this. And they can still continue to use the application as is. Thank you.